Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to the respected debaters. I am Essential Kiben Anwar and I will be your timekeeper for today's debate. I will help keep time for each speaker during all 3 rounds to ensure the debate runs smoothly and fairly. The time for each round is as follows. Round 1 for 10 minutes, round 2 8 minutes, and round 3 2 minutes. I will give time signal using hand signal. Raise one hand for halfway, 2 hands for 1 minute left, and lastly is time is up. With that, let's begin the debate. Best of luck to all speakers. So now we can start for group 1 first. We can start now.
So, good morning to the respected judges, timekeeper, opponent team, and everyone present today. We, the government side, firmly support the motion this House will prioritize urban rail development over bus network expansion. I'm AMIRAH, your team leader. Presenting our argument today are IKRAMINA as Speaker 1, me myself as Speaker 2, Ain as Speaker 3, SOFIYA as Speaker 4. I will now pass the floor to the IKRAMINA to begin her speech.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am IKRAMINA, Speaker 1. The article that formed the basis of our discussion today was published by Sina Delhi on 6 May 2024. Title, Should the Government Prioritize Urban Rail Development over Bus Network Expansion? It presents expert view on the urgent needs to prioritize rail-based public transport systems such as MRT, LRT and KTM. Instead of continuing to focusing on highway and road expansion, one of the key arguments addressed in the article is the promotion of transit-oriented development. This is a smart approach that integrates residential area, commercial zone, and transport hub in one centralized walkable area. This reducing the need for car ownership and travel time. The article also stresses that Malaysia must reduce over dependence on private vehicles, such a major contributor to traffic congestion, high fuel consumption, and rising carbon emission in our urban area. In short, the article is not just about rail system. It's about reshape how we planning our city to make them more efficient, livable and sustainable. Now, let me be very clear about our position. As the government side, we fully confidently support the idea of prioritize rail infrastructure in urban development. Why? Because rail systems are not only a modern and sustainable solution, but they are also efficient, scalable and future-proof. Let me face the reality. Malaysia urban popularity is grow rapidly, like in Kuala Lumpur, Johor Bahru and Penang are becoming more congestion issue. If we continue depending on private vehicle and building more highway, we just repeating the same mistake and worse the situation. But with planned rail infrastructure, we will reduce traffic jam, we shorten commuting time, and we make the public transport more attractive and reliable. Rail development also drive economic growth. It attract investment, create job opportunity, and increase the value of surrounding property. In the long run, it contribute to more connected, more inclusive, and more productive society. So we talk about supporting rail infrastructure, and we not just supporting train, we are supporting the future of Malaysia city and the quality of the life of our people. That's why we stand firm in our position to prioritize rail infrastructure as the backbone of urban development in Malaysia. Thank you.
Okay, so I will now proceed with the next speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, as our cities continue to grow, the pressure on our environment increases. Prioritizing urban rail development over bus expansion is not just a transportation decision, it is an environmental and social responsibility. Urban rail systems are far more sustainable than buses. Although electric buses exist, many still rely on diesel and share congested road space. In contrast, urban rail runs on electricity and operates on dedicated tracks unaffected by traffic. This significantly reduces carbon emissions and air pollution. As you know, one MRT can carry 600 to 800 passengers, potentially replacing hundreds of private cars or motorcycles. This shift results in reduced fuel consumption, lower greenhouse gas emission, and quieter, cleaner cities. Rail transit is widely recognized as one of the most energy efficient forms of public transport. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, especially on Goal 13 on climate action, countries like Malaysia must drastically reduce transport emission. Transport expert Dr. Rosli Han emphasized that our car-centric infrastructure and ongoing road expansion are only worsening the problem. If we continue expanding road and buses without changing how people move, we are simply inviting more congestion and pollution. Prioritizing rail encourages a shift to the public transport not just because it's convenient, but because it's a part of shared effort to protect our environment and meet global climate goals. Now, let's consider the social side. Cleaner air means fewer respiratory illnesses, especially among children and elderly. Less traffic means fewer accidents and the safer street walkable communities. This improves public health and reduces long-term healthcare costs. Finally, investing in a clean motorway shows that the government is serious about quality infrastructure. It builds trust, increases public transport usage, and aligns Malaysia with the smart city standard worldwide. In short, prioritizing urban rail development is not just about moving people more efficiently, it is about creating a cleaner environment, protecting public health, and modernizing our transport system and building a better future for all Malaysians. Next, I will pass to the speaker tree, Ain.
To strengthen our topic, I would like to add into the economic perspective. Urban rail development is not just as a transportation solution, but as a catalyst for national economic advancement. Urban rail systems offer far more than efficient mobility. They directly address one of our biggest economic threats, urban traffic congestion, which drains billions in lost productivity and fuel. Rail, with its dedicated tracks, frees our economy from this gridlock. Beyond the roads, large-scale rail projects like MRT3 stimulate massive economic activity, generating thousands of jobs in construction, engineering, and manufacturing, driving growth through every level of the economy. Rail also transforms cities. It elevates land values, encourages transit-oriented development, and boosts long-term tax revenues, ensuring cities grow sustainably around accessible and high-density transit hubs. With modern infrastructure, cities become magnets for foreign direct investment as global investors seek environments with efficient mobility and urban resilience. Rail sends a powerful message. Malaysia is ready for the future, and while buses seem cheaper upfront, rail system deliver greater long-term economic efficiency lasting decades longer, avoiding congestion and lowering per passenger cost over time. Finally, by shifting away from road-based travel, we reduce our dependency on fuel subsidies and fossil import, strengthening our national finance and improving our trade balance. In short, prioritizing urban rail is not just as a transport policy, it is an economic strategy. Thank you.
Okay, hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. So now I will present about the government last agreement, which is that urban rail system should be prioritized because they offer greater passenger capacity and punctuality compared to bus. With Malaysian urban population growing rapidly, particularly in areas like Klang Valley, Penang, and Johor Bahru, we need a transport system that is efficient, reliable, and capable of carrying large volume of people daily. Why? Rail capacity. Rail carry more compared to bus. A single MRT train can carry up to 1,200 passengers per trip. In comparison, an average rapid KL bus carried around 50 passengers. To match the capacity of one train, you would need at least 20 buses, which would further clog our route, worse traffic and increase air pollution. So, from a capacity standpoint, rail systems are far more efficient and better suited for peak hour urban demand. Second, punctuality. Rail is more reliable than road-based system. Rail systems operate on dedicated track completely separate from traffic congestion, traffic light and accidents. This allows for consistent schedule and on-time arrival. According to the Land Public Transport Agency (SPAD), bus punctually in Klang Valley average around 65%, while MRT system reach over 90% punctuality. For daily commuters, student, worker, and parent, that reliable is crucial. A delay of just 5 to 10 minutes can affect work, school, and daily routine. For the last one is smart operation and real-time monitoring. Rail systems in Malaysia are supported by Central Control Center, real-time arrival display, and automated signaling.
Sorry
This
for
technology-
interrupting. The timing is
Yes.
up. You may now proceed.
Can I have half minutes?
Can?
So let me continue a bit. This technology ensures motor coordination, quicker response to disruption, and higher commuter confidence. In contrast, bus exposed to unpredictable road conditions lead to inconsistent service and longer wait time for passengers. That's all from me. So we can continue for the next part.
Okay, for now, we go to the next round. It's round 2, 8 minutes. We can start now.
Assalamualaikum. Dear speaker 3. Okay. Bus expansion also create a job which are less costly to generate and involve the less risk than a massive rail project. Furthermore, it supports SME and a local transportation industry. How can you specify railway project may contribute to massive growth economic activity? Thank you. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you for the question. Certainly, bus networks do generate employment. But if we look deeper, these are often lower skill and less durable jobs. On the other hand, rail infrastructure provides a wide range of high-value employment, which are engineers, architects, urban planners, and system specialists. Large-scale rail projects stimulate a multiplier effect across industries. The materials needed must be sourced and maintained, which indirectly creating an entire ecosystem of employment opportunities that stretch far beyond the construction site. Moreover, these are future-proof jobs that is not easily outsourced or automated. It builds local expertise and industrial capacity. Thank you.
Can I ask? So for speaker 2, I agree the rail is clean, but why not invest on electric buses? They are more cheaper, quicker to deploy, and still environmentally friendly. Why not just invest in electric buses instead of spending billions on rail? Okay, thank you, Noha, for that point. I completely agree that electric buses are a good step forward. But we must remember, even with cleaner energy, electric buses are still stuck in the same traffic and still contribute to urban congestion. They also have a lower passenger capacity, which means more vehicles are needed to move the same number of people. That adds to road pressure. Even if the emissions are lower, urban rail, on the other hand, runs on separate, dedicated tracks, allowing it to be faster, more reliable, more efficient, especially in the high-density cities. We are not against electric buses. They should support the public transport network and not replace the long-term, high-capacity solutions that urban rail provided. Spending money on rail isn't just an expense, it's an investment in a cleaner, less congested future. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker 4, yes, trains can carry more people at once. But what happens when just one train breaks down? The entire line suffers delays and passengers are stranded with no quick alternative. At least with buses, we can reroute or add extra buses in real time. Trains don't have that flexibility.
Thank you for the question, Fira. So that's very concern, but let me clarify. Urban rail system have contingency protocol, including backup train and real-time passenger notification. Even during a breakdown, passengers know what happened and can plan accordingly. With buses, a traffic jam or a road accident means everyone is delayed, often without warning. So, in terms of consistency and recovery, rail still perform better overall.
Okay, to speaker one, while we understand the intentions behind priorities rail infrastructure, we believe it is to focus on urban elites and ignore the needs of the wider population. Many Malaysians, especially in rural or semi-urban areas, won't benefit from this development anytime soon. So my question is, how can you say this helps society as a whole when a large part of the population will even have access to this rail system?
Thank you for the question. We agree that access and inclusive are important, and let us be very clear. We are not ignoring rural or semi-urban community. But in any nation development plan, we must start where the problem is the most critical. Right now, the urban area are the most suffering from the worst traffic congestion, highest carbon emission, and inefficient mobility. Rail infrastructure is the best solution for that. And here the important part. Improving the city benefit the worst country when the urban centre like KL, JB and Penang move more efficiently, the economic output increase, supply chain improve, and rural product like agriculture or craft, it can make reach market faster. Additionally, our plan doesn't stop with MRT and LRT alone. The government is also improving KTM commuter and intercity rail lines, which connect smaller town to major city. A clear sign we are planning inclusively. So yes, not everyone will use the rail directly at first, but the entire country will benefit from the smoother, cleaner and more productive transport system it creates. That's all.
Can I add my idea? So for the conclusion of my point is, if we truly want to shift Malaysia away from private vehicle and into public transport, we must offer a system that is timely, trustworthy, and high capacity. Urban rail system delivers just that. They are more efficient and more capable and ultimately more reliable for the long-term needs of Malaysian growing cities, as supported by experts in the Sina Daily article. Prioritize rail development is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity for sustainability urban mobility. Thank you. Is there any another question for from the opponent?
So that's all from round 2. Is it? So we go to the next round. It's round 3. We have 2 minutes more. So we can conclude with this. And
May I start now?
Can.
Okay. So, good day once again to the respected panel, our opponents and the audience. After hearing the arguments presented today, one thing is clear. Urban rail is not just a better option, it is a necessary option for the Malaysia's future. Our team has shown you that prioritizing rail over bus expansion is not about preference, but about logic, planning, and impact. The speaker collectively highlight the Malaysia's urban growth demand high-capacity rail system like MRT and LRT for sustainable transit. Rail offer clear environmental, economic, and operational advantages, providing a cleaner, more efficient, and investment-friendly alternative to the buses. Now, our opponents may argue that buses are cheaper or more flexible, but we ask, are they effective in the long run? Are they transformative? Or are they just a short-term patch on a growing problem? Because the truth is, you cannot build a world-class city with a road-based solution alone. Prioritizing rail means building a transport system that is scalable, inclusive, climate conscious, and economically strategic. It is a decision that benefits not just cities but country as a whole. So, we stand firm on position that urban rail must come first, not because it's idealistic, but because it is the most logical, most sustainable, and the most future-ready choice for Malaysia. Thank you.
Okay, after hearing the both sides, it's clear that prioritizing urban rail development alone is not the most practical or inclusive solution for Malaysia public transport need. Yes, trains are fast and efficient when everything works perfectly, but in reality, rail systems are expensive, rigid, and vulnerable to breakdown with a limited backup option. Secondly, from the aspect of environmental sustainability, the government must realize that modern buses can now also be environmental friendly through the use of electric or hybrid buses, which are much cheaper than the rail system. So, investing in the buses does not mean we ignore the environment. And that's it. From an economic perspective, we emphasize that rail project required R1 billion in expenditure and take years to complete. The people need solution now, not 10 years from now. Therefore, we believe that expanding the bus network first is a more inclusive, faster, and affordable strategy, especially for rural communities and the B40. In conclusion, public transport must be based on the need of the people, not just a mega project that look good and grand on the paper. Solve to the problem not only can be built in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for group 1, and we proceed to group 2. So, group 2, we can start now for round 1, 10 minutes. We can start now.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to the respected judges, opposition team and the timekeeper. We the government team strongly support the motion. This house will implement free public transport. I'm the team leader, NUHA binti ANUAR. So let me begin by introducing my team. The first speaker, which is NORAIN SYAHFIRA binti SAIFUL BAHARI. The second speaker is me, NUHA binti ANUAR. Next, our third speaker, SAIDATUL SHUHADA binti KAMARUZZAMAN. And finally, our fourth speaker is FATEHAH binti Muhammad KAHIRI. So let's start.
Assalamualaikum. Free public transport refers to a public transport system where passengers do not have to pay money to use buses, trains or other forms of public transit. The government or local authorities fully fund the system using public money, often through taxes. The aim is to reduce traffic congestion, help the economic efficiency, improve public health and increase social equity. Free public transport also can support people who cannot afford daily transport costs. We choose this issue because it highlights how free public transport can reduce traffic and pollution, save money for the people, and support a healthier lifestyle. The article also explained that with proper planning, the government can afford this system by reducing fuel subsidies and improving budget use. From the government's perspective, free public transport can help improve public health in many ways. In big cities, traffic from private cars causes a lot of air pollution. If more people use buses and trains, there will be fewer cars on the road. This means the air will be cleaner. Clean air is important because it helps reduce problems like asthma and other lungs diseases, especially for children and older people. Also, when people take public transport, they usually need to walk to the bus stop or train station. The small amount of walking adds healthy movement to their daily life. It can help reduce the risk of obesity, heart problems, and stress. Even a little exercise like this is good for both the body and the mind. When people are healthier, they do not need to go to the hospital as often. This helps families spend less on medical bills and also helps the government save money. So, free public transport does not only help people travel, it helps them live a healthier, better life. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as the second speaker for the government, allow me to present one of the most practical and impactful reasons for implementing free public transport, which is economy efficiency. Sorry. Public transport is more than a service. It is the engine that moves the economy. It is connect people to jobs, education, markets, and healthcare. But for many low-income families, the cost of daily travel is a burden that limits opportunity. By making public transport free, we remove that barrier. People now can travel freely to work, school, and appointments, increasing productivity, reducing unemployment, and improving economic participation. Now, let's talk about congestion. The traffic jams cost our cities millions every year in lost time and fuel. When more people use the public transport, especially when it is free, we reduce the number of cars on the road. That means faster commute, lower fuel consumption, and better logistics for businesses. It is also reduced pressure on the government. Right now, billions are spent on fuel subsidies, road maintenance, and traffic management. When fewer people rely on cars, the government saves money. Funds that can be redirected to healthcare, education, or digital development. And let's not forget about the small business. Free transport encourages people to move around more, visit local market, attend events, and spend in different areas, giving a boost to local economies. Real world is our example proof the word, which is in Tallinn, Estonia, and Luxembourg. Free public transport led to increased mobility, better employment rates, and stronger economic activities. So, thank you.
Thank you, Speaker 2. Okay, next is free public transport. As we know, it significantly can reduce the traffic congestion. Well, we know this is the most critical urban challenges that we face globally. Making a public transport free given people a strong reason to leave their car at home and take the bus or train instead. This shift reduces the number of cars on the road, especially during peak hour, which means it can shorten the commute time for everyone and a lower route maintenance cost for the government. For example, in the Estonia at Europe in 2013, they introduced the free public transport for all registered residents. According to this, after 1 year, the car usage dropped by 40% and the public transport usage increased by 10%. That's a clear proof outcome, which is less traffic, more people using a sustainable transport. So, in conclusion, we know that the public transport isn't just about saving the money, but it's also to clean our air. A real world example shows this youth policy work, and this is about care about our climate safety and make our smarter urban living. Thank you.
Good morning. Honorable Judge, respected opinion and beloved audience. My name is FATEHAH and I stand here today to support the motion that the government should implement free public transport. I believe this policy is not only beneficial but necessary, and today I will focus on one key reason: social equity. Free public transport helps increase social equity by giving everyone, regardless of income, equal access to mobility. Many people, especially low-income families, students, and the elderly, struggle to afford daily travel costs because of this. They miss out of a job opportunity, education, and even healthcare. By removing the cost barrier, free public transport allows this group to move freely, participate in society, and improve their quality of life. It breaks the circle of poverty by connecting people to opportunity, something that should be a basic right, not a privilege. For example, in Tallinn, Estonia, when the city introduced free public transport in 2013, low-income community reported better access to work and public services. It helped reduce financial pressure while improving participation in schools, clinics, and community life. Therefore, free public transport is more than just a convenience. It is a powerful tool for justice and equality. It ensures that no one is left behind simply because they cannot afford to get from one place to another. That is why I strongly support this motion. Thank you.
Okay, that is for round one. So we can proceed go to the round two, 8 minutes. We can start now.
If I may, Speaker 1, I have a question for the Honorable Government side. While the government believes free public transport will improve health, we disagree. There is no clear proof that removing transport costs directly lead to better health. Health depends on many things like food, healthcare, and daily lifestyle. Free bus or train wouldn't solve problem if people still live in poor condition or cannot afford healthy food.
Thank you, Noreen Sophia, for your points. However, I respectfully disagree with the idea that free public transport does not help public health. First, it is true that health depends on many things, but air pollution is one of the biggest problems, especially in big cities. Every day, thousands of cars release dirty and harmful gases into the air. These gases can cause problems to our lungs, heart, and brain. When we make public transport free, more people will stop using their cars. This is one of the best ways to make our air cleaner. And clean air helps reduce breathing problems like asthma, especially for children, old people, and those with weak health. Then, public transport also helps people move more. When people take the bus or train, they often need to walk to the stop or station. This small activity becomes part of their daily routine, and it may not seem like much, but it helps their body and mind stay healthy. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for speaker 2. Making public transport free will cost the government too much money and is not financially sustainable. Don't you think the country will lose fair revenue and may have to cut budgets from other essential services like healthcare or education?
Thank you to AMIRAH for raising the concern. However, I respectfully disagree. The idea that free public transport is too expensive fails to consider where the government is already spending enormous amount of money and often inefficiency. For example, government spend billions on full subsidies, which is mostly benefit in private car owners. They spend more on road repairs caused by the traffic congestion, accident response, accident response, and even pollution-related healthcare costs. So there are hidden costs of a car dependence. If we make public transport free, we reduce the car usage, which is mean less road damage, less pollution, and fewer traffic-related health issues. So all of which save the government money in the long run. So while we might lose the fare revenue, we gain savings in other areas that balance or even exceed that loss. So this isn't about the spending more, it is about spending smarter. Free public transport is a strategic investment that creates a more mobile population, boosts workforce participation, and reduce economic risk. So rather than being a financial burden, free public transport is financial opportunity for long-term saving and efficient. Thank you.
To Speaker 3, you mentioned earlier that free public transport reduces air pollution and congestion. But can you explain more how this will work in a country like Malaysia, where the public transport system is still underdeveloped, especially in suburban and rural areas? Isn't it unrealistic to expect people to stop using cars if the system is not reliable or accessible in the first place?
Thank you for the question. Yes, Malaysia public transport in Malaysia need improvement, and that's why making it free is one of a smart first step. It removes cost barrier, boosts a ridership in city, enable a public pressure for a better service. This pattern were in Elizabeth, where a fair free transport lead to more investment and upgrade. We are not saying it solve everything in one night, but at the start, it was a start to reduce the congestion first, then expand and improve the access. So, free public transport isn't the final solution. It is the first goal to move toward a cleaner and a more connected in Malaysia. Thank you.
Okay, I want to ask for speaker 4. So you expect taxpayer to foot the bill for the free public transport. But what exactly do you expect in return? Are you saying that making transport free will magically solve social inequality? Isn't it a bit naive?
Thank you for the question. I appreciate your directness. I'm not suggesting that free public is faced by the most vulnerable. By making transport free, we remove a daily financial burden that disproportionately affect low-income families, allowing them better access to job, education, and healthcare opportunity that can genuinely improve their lives. So no, it's not naive. It's a practical solution that works hand in hand with under policy to create a fairer society, and that is a return every taxpayer can be proud.
For time, we have done for 8 minutes. So we can proceed with last word or before we continue to the next round.
Okay, in conclusion, free public transport brings a wide range of impactful benefits that positively transform society on multiple levels. As the speaker 3, which is Haida, highlight its help to reduce traffic congestion by encouraging more people to leave their private cars at home. When public transport is free, it becomes a more attractive choice, leading to fewer vehicles on the road, shorter travel times, and reduced stress for daily commuters. And the second point, which is the economic advantage, how free transport levels travel cost for individuals, especially the working class and students. It also boosts the productivity as people can travel more easily and affordably to work, school, and other essential services. Over time, this contributes to a more efficient and mobile economy. The third point, which is the first speaker, which is SYAHFIRA, brought attention to the public health impact. By reducing the number of vehicles on the road, we also reduce harmful air pollution like CO2 and PM2.5. This leads to cleaner air, fewer cases of respiratory illness, and better overall well-being. Additionally, when people walk or cycle to a form public transit stop, it encourages a more active lifestyle. And lastly, for the last speaker, which is FATEHAH, made a powerful argument about society equity, free public transport level, the playing field making mobility accessible for everyone, especially low-income families, the elderly, student, and unemployment. It ensures the transportation is a right, not a privilege, helping to close the gap between different society groups. Together, this point shows that free public transport is not just a financial policy, it is a holistic approach to build a cleaner environment, a fairer society, and a more connected nation. It is an investment in our health, our economy, and our shared future. Thank you.
After listening to the government, we appreciate their concern and hope for a better public transport system. However, we stand firm on our belief that making public transport free is not a practical or effective solution for Malaysia right now. Yes, the idea sounds good, but in reality, our transport system is still weak, especially in rural and urban areas. Making it free will not fix poor coverage or low service quality. People still will not use it if it is not reliable. Second, removing fare revenue put a big burden on the government's budget. The country may have to reduce spending on more urgent sectors like healthcare, education, or infrastructure, just to pay for a system that is not fully working. Lastly, the claim benefit to public health and equity are not automatic. Free transport does not directly solve health issue or reduce inequality, especially when many people still face other barriers like poor living condition or lack of access to good services. In conclusion, we believe that improving the public transport system should come first, not making it free. Let's fix what broken before we talk about making it free for everyone. Thank you.
Okay, time is up and the discussion between each group has ended. And thank you for all, and you guys did a great job, and thank you.